If I am surprised by a resignation, that to me is usually a sign that I have done something wrong as a leader, or I have not created an environment where that person feels comfortable even talking to me. If you are currently in leadership or thinking about getting into leadership at some point in time in your career, it is safe to assume that somebody's going to quit on you. The question is, how do you handle that resignation? And a bigger question is, why did that resignation happen? Let's start by breaking up resignations into two categories. The first category is I am quitting because I am walking towards something very positive. The second category is I'm quitting because I'm walking away from something very negative. Let's start with the first one because it does have a more positive aspect to it. If somebody is leaving you or your organization and walking towards something positive, let's try and define what those positive things are. And it actually does make sense to ask your employee which one of these two categories they fit into. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, what's the why behind your decision to leave? Are you walking towards something better and greater, or are you walking away from something that you don't like or something that you're unhappy with? If a person says I'm walking towards something better and greater, they could be one of the following things. For starters, maybe they're doing it for love, right? Maybe they have a significant other, maybe they're leaving town or moving to another state, or doing something that has to do with growing their family or getting into a relationship where they feel like they should be with this person and they are doing it for the sake of love. The second reason somebody might walk away towards something positive is if their income potential is legitimately far greater than what they're currently making. As an example, if somebody's making $40,000 a year at your organization and a different organization is willing to pay them $60,000, $70,000, or $80,000 a year, essentially doubling their income, there really isn't much that you did to cause that separation. That person just said, hey, I'm gonna make twice as much money, and that is walking towards something positive. Another avenue is if they're starting their own business and they want to test out the entrepreneurial waters, or perhaps they want to travel for a while. I've actually seen a lot of this lately in the last few years, where people who have been in an organization for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they might be feeling a little bit of burnout and their quality of life has been impacted. So they want to spend some time seeing the world. And I actually really respect that. I personally have done that once in my own career, and it has refreshed my soul and really opened up my spirit to new opportunities. This is not a negative, this is actually a positive, and I think we as leaders should support people who want to travel and see more of the world. Now, this brings us to the negative side of somebody quitting on you. When somebody leaves and they are walking away from something negative, the biggest telltale sign of that is that you were caught off guard by it. If I am surprised by a resignation, that to me is usually a sign that I have done something wrong as a leader, or I have not created an environment where that person feels comfortable even talking to me. And you have to start wondering now, why did this person quit on me? Why is this person choosing to go somewhere else? If they are in sales or account management or any role where they are walking away from one job to go do the exact same job, so if they're walking away from a $40,000 job in sales into another $40,000 job in sales, that is a big problem. And that is telling you that you as a leader probably didn't give them the attention they required, or maybe there was a lack of communication in their love language. Maybe you didn't understand what really motivates them or what drives them. And now it's up to you as a leader to start asking questions. And this is where some leaders fail and some leaders really thrive. If you are humble enough and are willing to take your ego out of the equation, maybe ask some questions like, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? Was this environment an environment where you didn't feel confident or comfortable coming to me and letting me know that you weren't happy? And why? Because A, I don't want to repeat this mistake, and B, it might not be too late for us to work this out, but I do want to open a communication chain with you. Most people won't just come out and tell you, hey boss, I don't like how you treat me, or hey boss, I don't like the environment you've created for me. If the salary is the same and the job is the same, and the only difference is the company, that's telling you that it's time for you to own some stuff as a leader. Ask yourself, could I be doing a better job? And if people aren't telling me, then maybe it's on me to start asking.